everybody, this is Zach from Myshire Farm. We're going to do a sound check, just the comments. There we go. All right, so if you can, we'd appreciate if you hit the like button. We did post the first video today with Papa Builder of Things doing a tour on the hatchery. So if you have any questions about the hatchery or how he built anything or why, feel free to comment. I do have a couple of announcements that I will get to in just a second, but just quick overview. We do a live Q&A every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time about Coturnix quail. We do a couple different fun things. If you want to shout out from where you're from, I will mention that. That's always fun to see where everybody's from. Also, I have a feeling that we're going to have a very large number of people letting us know the hatch rate. So if you've ordered eggs from Myshire Farm and they've hatched this past week, feel free to comment what the hatch rate was. That's always a lot of fun as well. So obviously this is Papa, builder of things at Myshire Farm.
Evening.
I am Zach, and I do have a couple of announcements. We talked last week about the blog on the website. I actually did do one this week. Well, I wrote it and then Jenna rewrote it, and we posted it yesterday. But it's a really good blog. Hopefully you can check it out. It is for newbie quail lovers, and it is for the brooder aspect and chick fatality and things like that. It goes into a lot more in-depth detail rather than the video that I did before. So hopefully you can check that out. Can you hear me now? I'm gonna not say anything until I hear, or until I see something. Can you hear me better now? I'm back, okay. For some reason, they do not like that. Okay. Turn that one off for me. Okay, sorry about that. But like I said before, so the new blog is up on the website in case you couldn't hear. The questions and answers we did not answer from Coturnix Corner last night. We do it the second Saturday of every month. I go live on his channel, Coturnix Corner. He's got a lot of great videos on there that I would check out. But I'm going to answer those in just a second and we'll get started. And then we posted our first video today with Papa, builder of things. And it is the tour of the hatchery that he built. Tomorrow we'll be posting the main barn, and we've got a lot of videos that it's already done, and we'll be doing a lot of stuff that's self-sufficient, that's not necessarily to quail for the next 2 weeks. We'll be talking about the garden, hoop house, greenhouse, pig pen, whatever he wants to do. Water tower, pizza oven.
Slip in a pizza oven.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna do a lot of fun stuff. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and we will get started. Last but not least, we are gonna have some information for you. I am starting to get numbers together for percentage of hatch rate per color. So I've got the top 3 and the bottom 3, and the minimum was 20 people giving me feedback so far. So I will give you the top 3 when we hit 50 likes. So hit the like button, I'll give you the top 3, and then we'll go from there. But the questions from last night I will answer very quickly. If I can use this phone. There we go. What is the largest breed of quail? Does the breed reach 1 pound? Not the largest Coturnix is going to be Jumbo Wilds, and no, health-wise, they're not going to reach 1 pound and be consistent and be healthy. When do quail stop laying for the season? They do not. We ship all year long. They're very hardy that way. Where do you get PVC 1/2 by 1 inch wire? You can answer that one.
PVC 1/2 by 1 inch wire. Well, the only 1/2 by 1 inch. No idea. I've never seen it. It's probably out there somewhere. The closest you could get, if you're using it for your sidewalls, I use the 1 by 2, which you can get from Tractor Supply. That'll be the only place that I have found it. But right now, finding material is getting kind of challenging, especially if it used to come from China. Today I was looking for some pressure treated wood, and no gots. Not good.
Again, these are the questions from last night's Q&A with Terry, so we're just going to finish those up. Like how do males lose fertility in warmer months? No, but they do start losing fertility around 6 months, which is why we replace them twice a year. You already answered my, good. How long do you wait to see if all the eggs are going to hatch in the incubator? It really depends on what day they start hatching, how your incubation is going, what your incubator is like, but there's no reason not to leave them in there until about day 21. There's really no reason not to. Good question though. What is the best way to prevent inbreeding? You need to make sure that you're doing things right and have a plan instead of just hatching out eggs. Zach, can you guys please add
Which you have videos on, right?
We have a few. We will be getting to those in a new playlist, which I did not mention. Papa has his own playlist on our YouTube channel now. I put a bunch of old videos on there that are still good. They're just older videos. And every video I post going forward with building or anything like that will go into that playlist. And it's just called Papa Builder of Things. So make sure you check that out. Zach, can you guys please add the notify me feature to your site for eggs? I am working on that now. The person that was supposed to be working on that stopped talking to me for some reason. So we're at a standstill, but I am working on it. My 3-month-old Coturnix were laying great, then stopped. Ratio is 5-to-1. Light is supplemented 16 hours a day. Feed is 30%. Temps at 106 today. Sometimes, if they're overheated, they will stop laying. Just give them a little bit of time. Maybe throw some electrolytes in the water, and they should be good to go. Zach, you were right. You shipped me 60 eggs because I didn't get it 50%. But that was because of the mail delivery, not your fault, but you went above and beyond our expectations. Thanks. You say you did a dry incubator. Is that, unfortunately, that is something you'll have to ask Terry. Neither myself or Dennis has ever done a dry hatch. We're not really in that climate to do so. Can you paint stackable cages? Guess could.
I wouldn't necessarily paint the inside. You could certainly paint the outside.
Sure. I've just got a couple left and then we'll get to our own questions. For breeding purposes, is it better to separate the 1-to-5 ratio, or is it okay to have, say, 4 roosters and 20 hens all in one cage? Absolutely, that's not a problem. It's called a colony cage, and that's what we do. So he customized the cages where I can put 50 hens in there, and then we put the males in there as well. If a rooster fertilizes a hen once, how many days will she be fertile if not fertilized again? I believe on chickens it's about 7 days. I don't know the exact answer. I've always heard 3 days, but I'm not too sure.
But if you're butchering females, you can see that an egg is developed right behind each other. I wouldn't be surprised if it was 7, but certainly 3 or 4, because if you're butchering a female and it has an egg in it, fully developed egg, there'll be one behind it that's less developed, and behind it, and behind it, and behind it. So I'm kind of making an assumption here, but I would say they were fertile.
Yeah, yeah. I have 23 6-week-old quail kept outside in a 6x8 aviary. small wood chips on the ground. Is there any problem with raising them this way? They seem to be doing fine. No, we put some in the aviary before. It didn't really work out for us, but I know a lot of people have them outside in an aviary and they swear by it.
Yeah, the main thing is, as long as they feel safe, you know, when they feel threatened in some way, then things kind of go downhill pretty quick.
Absolutely. So now we're going to start on our questions. Again, if you didn't hear me before, if you want to let us know where you're from, we always do a shout out. That's always a lot of fun. I do have my paper and pen to write down any hatching that happened this week so that I can update my records. And I have a feeling we'll have quite a bit of those. And then I do have new numbers as far as, like, we're running a 72% hatch rate on chipped eggs for the year. But for the past, I don't know, month and a half to 2 months, I've been getting information as far as what they've actually ordered. So I have the top 3 and the bottom 3 hatch rates in specific orders, such as, you know, jumbo wilds or golds or anything like that. So if you want to know those numbers, hit that like button. When we get to 50 likes, I will let you know what the top 3 are, and then we'll do the bottom 3. So that's a lot of fun. So hit that like button for us. Rich Ross says, hello, Zach, from Auburn, Michigan. Tyler says they are from Lakeland, Georgia. Sammy is here. Good evening. Patrick from Missouri. Quail Eater from the UK. David says, hello, Papa and Zach from Idaho Falls, Idaho. Welcome. Patrick, out of 50 jumbo and 50 pearls, 76 hatched. So 76%. That's great. Congratulations. If you would, Patrick Foltz, do you know which ones hatched? Oh, you know what? I think we already talked. Never mind. I have those numbers. I do have those numbers. Hatched out 25 out of 30 of your growl fee eggs. That was the best hatch rate ever from Tyler Shepard. That is great. Thank you. Renee from Alabama, Katernik's Corner. 164 Italians out of 180.
That's the Katerna's Corner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he told me that last night, but I did not write it down, so thank you for letting me know that. Washington, D.C. is in the house. That was when we lost sound. MT547, Michael from Montana. Hello. David Gilmore, Zach, if you can put links to the blog article and other resources mentioned in your videos, that would be great. That is probably a good idea. I will try to start working on that. Kiki is in the house. Hello. I believe you're in Texas. Stephen from Bait City, Missouri. We talked just a little bit ago. Houston Hot Tech. Yep, I knew it was Texas. Is your arm tat new? Nope, I've had it for a long time. I don't even know how long. Welcome. I'm adding 2 hens and a rooster to my tractor. They're same age, going to isolate for 2 hours. That's good. Gary Franklin, North Carolina is in the house. Again, if you have any questions, we started a playlist today with Papa, Builder of Things. We did a tour, he did a tour of the hatchery room. So if you have questions about how he built the brooders or the incubators or the lockdown or why he did what he did, feel free to ask. That is why he's here. I know there's a ton of questions that's probably already on there, but I will go as fast as possible. Make sure you hit that like button so I can give you the update. Zach, my Katernik's quail are 27 days old. My female weigh on average 7 ounces. Would you consider this jumbos? Yes. 27 days old. Almost 4 weeks. That's insane. Those are going to be monsters. Yeah, you're about 2 ounces above average as of right now. So very cool. Matthew from South Mississippi is in the house. Heather from Vermont, hello. Enjoying all the new videos, website updates, and monthly lives with Katernik's Corner. Thank you, I'm glad. Chris from Arkansas, welcome. So I have chicks hatched on day 16, but not at all. So how long do I leave them in for? What do you do? Just day 21, take all out? No, once you see the first one hatch, we start taking them out every 24 hours. So anything that's dry after 24 hours we take out, and then we'll take out another batch after the next 24 hours. But if they hatched on day 16, your incubator numbers are a little off, so you'll want to check those. Most likely your temperature is a little off. Matthew, have 90...
Hot or cold?
I always get confused on this. If your temperature is...
It should be 14, so she's cold.
Yes. Yeah, I think your temperature is running a little colder than what it might be saying. But you can just check that. Have 93 eggs in lockdown. First one hatched a few hours ago. Should I wait till Tuesday morning to open the incubator? No, we just kind of talked about it. A lot of people get confused on this, so I'm going to take just a second and explain it. So let's say, it doesn't matter what day you're on. You could be on day 16 or day 20, it doesn't matter. When you notice your first chick that hatches, 24 hours later, open the incubator and take all the chicks out that are dry. If there's some that are still wet, just leave them in there until the next 24 hours. And then literally 24 hours later, open it up and take all the ones that are dry out. I don't know how I can make it more clear, but yeah, it can be very confusing, but long story short, once you see the first one, a day later, open it up and take anything that's dry out. Hello from Western New York. My first order from Myshire just hatched last week. An order of 50 jumbo, produced 38 chicks, 76% hatch rate. That is wonderful. Good job. Congratulations, David. We need 7 more likes to give you the update, so hit that like button. Spike says, hello from Hickory, North Carolina. My quail are 6 weeks old and started laying. Is this early? Nope, that's about average. Averages between 6 to 8 weeks, but we've had some lay as early as 4.5, and we've had some go until 12 weeks. But average is 6 to 8 weeks. Florida Silky says, hello, my jumbo quail hatched on the 7th. I received 120 and 85 hatched. Good job. I'm actually going to do I'm going to do 85 out of 110 because that's what you ordered. But thank you very much for letting me know, and I will get that number. Pretty good number so far. Can't wait to check out Papa's playlist. Going to be awesome. There is a lot of cool stuff on there. I know that we put how he built the aviary on there.
Called a flight pen.
Flight pen. The wattle fence is on there. A bunch of small little videos when he was building our barn that are pretty cool. A lot of Q&As. We did, probably 2 years ago, we did an Ask the Experts, and I kind of gave him, I don't remember, 5 or 7 frequently asked questions about building. That one's a really good one as well that I would check out. And then his cage building video is on there as well. So that's pretty cool. We did hit our 50. I'm gonna stop real quick. So I'm getting hatch rates, but the top 3 hatch rates so far that I've gotten numbers back on all. The only things that I counted were at least 20 people giving me feedback on the colors. Our average hatch rate for the year on shipped eggs in general is 72%. The top one is mixed eggs. So the variety choice on our website or mixed eggs in general is 78%, which one order a week helps that a lot.
On the average.
On the average, 78% on average on shipped eggs for mixed eggs. The second is golds. Our gold hatching eggs are averaging a 76% hatch rate, which actually it was lower than that last night, but with Terry's 91% hatch rate on 180 golds, that moved it up to 76%. So that's our second now. And then our third is Tibetans, and one was 74 points high. It was like 74.7. The other one was like 75.1, so I averaged them both to 75. So our third is Tibetans and Rosettas, and they are averaging 75% hatch rate. I also have a bottom 3, mainly because I want to be transparent, and the hatch rates still aren't that bad. So when we hit 70 likes, I will let you know what the bottom 3 hatch rates are so far for the year that I've received back. And it's the same deal. I've had at least 20 people message me back. That has taken me a lot of time to keep that. Rhett, hi from Illinois. My jumbo wilds are hatching right now. I will let you know next week on the hatch rate. Thank you for the helpful videos. Keep up the great work. Thank you very much. I live, S8 Ang. I live in South Florida and am keeping new quail outside in Terry stackable 3x2 cage. How hot is too hot for them if I plan to raise them outdoors? What do you think?
Florida's too hot for me, but if you live in Florida, it's probably not too hot for your quail either. So I'd say there's an acclimation, you know, that they'd get acclimated to it. Our quail might not like it, but your quail might bask in the sun.
Yeah, they're very adaptable. I mean, we ship a ton of eggs to Alaska and they do great all year long. And then I know Terry has quite a bit of quail and has been raising for a while, and he's in Florida. And he said that his room is up to, I think he said it got up to like 104 at one time, and they're fine. So they're very, very adaptable to the situations. But very good question.
But you'd want to try to keep them, you know, I mean, if you can get some air circulating, it can't hurt. Because they get to panting, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason says, any idea on how to keep the smell down? Using pine shavings already, anything else?
Well, no, not really, but we clean our cages out every day. But it's because of the system that we have. Tomorrow we'll be posting that video on the main barn, and it'll show how we actually do clean them out. George can clean, well, if you count them all, there's 60 cages that hold 50 quail each. And he can clean all those cages, all 60 out in 6 minutes. So that's why we can clean them out. Prior to that, we only cleaned our cages out once a week because they were a pan thing and we had a lot of pans. And it stunk. But it don't smell great, you know, in our barn that has that many quail either. But there is talk about ozone helping out. You know, if you have an ozone generator, there's talk of that. We have not experimented with that. And we used to use deodorizers, what are they called? Little dangly things, remember we had the...
Oh, the car.
Yeah, car things. We tried that and it seemed to help a little bit. I don't know how many quail you got, where you have them. I hope they're not in the living room. And, but more often you clean the cage, the better off you're gonna be. That's all I can say about that.
Yeah, I mean, circulation is a big part. Cleaning them out as often as possible. I don't think it stinks down there at all. But I might be used to it.
Burnt our stink noses out.
Yeah, I don't smell it at all. I smell the pigs, but I don't smell the quail.
Guests do.
I do put electrolytes in water. That's good. Can we get your wife to do some cooking segments? No, she won't get on the camera. But we could probably do some blogs. And I can barely make macaroni and cheese, so I'm not doing it. I will do my best to get something done. Maybe one of the girls.
Maybe, that might be, yeah. But we did make a pizza oven, and we're anxious to show you the pizza oven, and we got a guy working on that video now, and we're anxious to do the old quail pizza. And there's a lot of pizzas that have eggs in them, so we may do a quail egg pizza. It's all about the pizza right now, folks, I'm telling you.
He's very proud of it.
Oh yeah, you'll see.
Quail Eater says, do you have any videos about Saladon breeding? We do not. I can let you know that now. So what's going to happen for the next 2 weeks, we're going to do a bunch of videos with Papa about how he built things, a tour around the farm, and things like that. After that, I will be going into breeding a breeding playlist. So we'll be breaking down every color, how we get that color, what they hatch out as, and doing a small little video on each color. We'll be doing that in the next few weeks after the Papa videos. Do you guys only focus on quail? Yes. I mean, we have a lot of stuff here, but
Well, I don't know I don't know what the question is, but do we only have quail at the farm? And no,
do we only sell quail? Yes.
we only sell quail. But we have cows and pigs, goats, donkeys, geese, chickens, rabbits, lots more chickens.
Turkeys, guineas,
Turkeys, guineas. We have a few quail, a couple quail,
dogs, cats,
dogs, cats,
2 snakes,
snakes, raccoons, coyotes, wolves, no wolves,
no
fox.
a fox.
Those are unwanted guests, of course, but
Some are.
yeah.
Montana's in the house, welcome. Kentucky is also in the house, and so is Connecticut. Welcome, everybody. How should I give my quail oyster shells? They're too young to switch feed and must use shells.
Too young to switch feeds.
We just put, when I was using oyster shells, I just sprinkled it on top of the feed once we fed, is what we did. But I haven't used oyster shells in 2-3 years, unfortunately. I'm sorry. Robert says, Red Wing Mountain got 2 orders, 1 in Incubator, 1 is coming Tuesday. Congratulations. Good luck and keep me posted on that. North Central Iowa is in the house. Welcome, Kurt. Brian from Ohio. Welcome, neighbor. Idaho is also in the house again. A. Jones says hi from northeast tip of Ohio. Welcome. Patrick, 45 and 31. Thank you very much. 45, 31.
You say what he got?
Yeah, that was a comment from earlier. He broke it down for me.
Oh,
Not bad at all. Those pearls did really well for you. Congratulations. Do quail do better crowded? You say you can have 3.5 per square foot, and the most I can seem to have without aggression is 1 per 1.5 square foot. But I only had 9 per square foot area before I had to separate. Most likely you had an aggression problem in the first place, like an aggressive male. We have a research cage, and we've had limited, 1 and 1 in there. We've had 1 male and 1 female. We've had 2 females and 1 male in a very confined space because it was a research area, and they did worse for me, which is why we recommend a 3.5 quail per square foot for standard size birds, and 3 quail per square foot for jumbos, because that gives them plenty of room. They feel safe, and it works great for us.
but they do seem to consolidate, no matter how big your quail are. They generally, ours are hanging out together, no matter how big the cage is.
Yeah, usually almost a third of the cage is empty because they're all
Right.
together. So they don't even use it all. Samantha says, hello from Maine. Love the walkthrough earlier, Papa. It looks awesome in the hatchery.
Thank you.
Awesome. He does have quite a bit of views on that already. If you haven't checked it out, we did post a video, our first video with Papa the Builder, with the tour of the hatchery. Tomorrow's video is the tour of the main barn. And then we did videos in order where it's walking you through the whole process. But he's going to be talking about the videos that we've already done. He's going to be talking about the composter and where the poop goes and how we recycle. We're going to be talking about the garden that we use the poop on. So a lot of really cool stuff coming. So make sure you check that out. We'll be posting every day, so make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notification when we post it. And then I'll be moving it to the playlist on our main page called Papa Builder of Things. So make sure you check that out. There's already quite a bit of videos on there. Bama says, hatched 74 out of our order of 100 from you guys. Thank you very much. That's great. Bama Urban Quail, if you could let me know what you ordered, I'd really appreciate it. I would assume jumbos, but maybe not. Upstate New York, little west of Albany, with you every Sunday. Thank you very much, Frank. I appreciate it. We need 5 more likes to give you the update on the bottom 3 percentages for shipped eggs for this year. We already did the top 3. I'll refresh when we hit 75, so make sure you hit the like button. Hello, Zach and Papa. I'm in Arizona and questioning if I should put a heat source in my brooder. Ambient temp is 85 to 100 in the garage. I would say to put a heat source in and you wouldn't have to use it.
Better to have it and not use it than to need it and not have it.
I mean, that he would need to be the one to answer that, but that's what I would think.
Well, you used the heat source and we were at 95.
Yeah, for the first 3 or 4 days, I
Yeah.
still use it.
And explain to them how you know if it's right or wrong.
On our blog that we just posted on our website, we did explain in depth how that works. I did also do a video last week on the frequently asked questions. But long story short, it should be 99 degrees the first day, and then every day after that, you drop a half a degree. You could do that. I don't have the time or the patience to do that. So what I do is I let them tell me. So long story short, you want to see them very active and no one is really around each other. They're just all over the place. That means they're happy. But if you have a heat source and they're right underneath it, they're too cold. If they're way far away from the heat source and it seems like they're trying to bust out of the brooder, they're too hot. But if you've got the patience, it's 99 degrees on the first day and a half a degree drop every day after.
Good luck.
Yeah, we tried that when we started.
Yeah, no, it's better to just listen to them. That you could, once you get the feel of it, and they're either too hot or too cold. If they're just right, you'll know that too.
Yeah, they'll let you. It's pretty easy to see. It's pretty easy to tell. You just got to watch them. But remember, when seasons change, so does your behavior. So I didn't catch it in enough time. It got hot. I didn't pay attention. We lost quite a bit of quail. Well, we lost not a lot, but we lost more than what I should have. So we've changed because now it's summertime. When it goes back to fall and winter, I'll be going back to the traditional way I do it. But again, they're telling us and I wasn't paying attention and I lost some. Can you possibly make a video on making an incubator, Papa style?
We have. I think you can find it on
The playlist.
the playlist of Popper Builder things. Yeah, you have to kind of bear with it because it's just an empty shell, and I install everything into that empty shell as we go along. So the reason we built it like that is so we could take everything out when we clean it and reinstall everything back in after it's been cleaned and sanitized. So it looks kind of weird, but if you just be patient, it all comes together in the end.
And I would like to do a video on the incubator as far as taking it all out and pressure washing it out and putting it all back in, and maybe while it's empty, you can explain everything.
That'd be neat. Because this is our third big incubator that I've made. And and I guess this is the segue here of, as long, if you're doing something, if you're learning something, if you're trying something new, if you're living life like you should be living it, you're doing good. Good is good. And so our first effort of making a incubator was good. We learned a lot of stuff. And then we went to better. And we shooting for the best. I don't know if that could happen. This one's pretty darn good. So it's the third one that we've built. You don't have to necessarily make all the mistakes that we did. Throughout all our videos, you might see all the different incubators that we've made. This last one is by far the most cleanable, and that is the key. So, but what we did is scalable. I've got it down to where it's very simple heat source. and simple for the humidity. The timer is simple enough. The actuator might be a little complicated for some, but you know, and just do your own thing. You guys adapt, take what we showed you and adapt, you know, just do the best, do good, do something.
59 eggs of your 50 egg variety pack go into lockdown tomorrow evening. That is absolutely wonderful. You are well on your way. The reason why it's 59 eggs out of the 50 egg variety pack that he ordered is because we send 60. So that's wonderful. Congratulations and good luck. Hello from Boise, Idaho. A lot of Idaho people tonight. Welcome all. Looking forward to doing my first hatch when you have more jumbo wild hatching eggs. I would love to have more jumbo wild hatching eggs. We've got about 500 in the brooder room growing out. I put those in before we put them back on the website last time. And then they're out of stock now. I'm getting caught up as fast as possible. But before I put them back in, I'm gonna do another round because the demand is high. But yeah, I'm working on it every day, I promise. Raquel from East Texas is in the house. Okay, so I have a 44-inch by 17-inch community cage. It's 5.2 square feet for jumbos. How many males and females would you recommend for that space?
17 inches by 5 foot?
Yes, no.
What did she say, how big was it?
It's 5.2 square feet. It's 44 by 17.
Okay, 5 square feet,
Yeah.
so go ahead.
Oh.
So you want 3, so it's 15.
So yeah, we would do 3, so 15.
15.
15 quails, so I would do 5 and 3. Or, no, I wouldn't.
15, and you'd want 5 to 1?
Well, you would have to change
4
the
to 1?
number a little bit. I would probably do 4 males and 11 hens.
Or so. 12 and,
No, you could do 12 and 3. Yeah, I would do 12 and 3.
there you go, yep.
Math is hard. Hello from Michigan, first time incubator, and at 62.5% on evening of day 19. Went with the variety because I couldn't decide. 75 out of 120, that is great, congratulations. Oh, is that the same? It is, okay.
You won't be disappointed with the variety. I mean, you gotta play them all, you know, and then find out what you like.
Yeah, I always like the variety pack because you're gonna get a bunch of different stuff and then you can decide what you like most and start working on that. Rich Ross, if you open the incubator, then it won't hurt the other eggs, right? Question mark. It can, you gotta open it. It's better to open it every 24 hours than to let them be in there for 3 days. Because technically, yes, you could open it up and you're gonna shrink wrap the eggs. But you shouldn't be taking 20 minutes to move the birds either. It should be, you know, a 5-minute thing, and then the incubator will control it again. So the biggest thing on that is I think that people overthink it. And just don't overthink it. Just, you know, get a little box ready for them. I wouldn't recommend opening the incubator because most people have the top. I wouldn't recommend opening the incubator and then moving a couple at a time into a brooder in another room. You know, get a little box, put them in there, and then transport them from there. And it should be fine. But yes, if you do leave it open for too long, then it will shrink wrap them and the rest won't hatch. So you do have to be careful.
Yeah. And that's why we have an incubator and then we have a separate lockdown. But on the incubator, we have sliding doors, if you'll notice, and that was by design so that when you open it up, it doesn't create a vacuum pulling all the heat out. So, but our brooder is a swing door, but we have trays that come out, you know, pretty fast. So.
Yeah. Yep. Before I go any further, if you see things in the how do I say that? If you see things in the video that we posted today, such as the hatchery room or tomorrow with the main barn, I don't think there's anything that he built just because. Like, he really overthought every inch and tried to make it as easy as possible to take care of and as time saving as possible, so that we can give you the best quality and the best product that we can at as low price and low cost as we can, so that, you know, we're not working 5 times harder.
Yeah, a lot of ergonomics involved, in, you know, that I try to incorporate in efficiencies. But, you know, we're doing a different thing than what most people do. So some of what you see, you can adapt to what you're doing, and some of it's, there's no need to try to adapt because it's not what you want to do. But,
Right.
Or maybe it is, you know, so we're okay with that too.
Yeah, I guess what I was trying to say is there's more than one way to skin a cat, but if you see something that he's doing differently, I would ask why, and I guarantee you he's got a really good reason, is what I was trying to say, that
There
it
you
just wouldn't come out. Dave, hey, just joined, welcome. Hatched a 21 of 25 batch of varieties, awesome colors, wonderful, that is an amazing hatch rate. Frank, regarding the person whose eggs hatched at day 15. What about it? Oh, I see your comment a little bit. Okay, I'll get to it in just a second. Two other people posted while he was still writing. La Paz, Indiana is in the house. I think I said that right. Hopefully I did. Katie from Mesa, Arizona. We are going to be 117 degrees this week. I added a misty system for my quail to help keep them cool. They really liked it. That is a really good idea when it's getting, you know, when we're talking hot, we're talking 100, when it's 120 degrees, you need to start, take care of your animals kind of thing. So the mist idea is a great idea.
Yeah, you're sterilizing stuff here at 120 degrees.
Yeah.
But the misting is a good idea. And of course, what causes the coolness is the evaporation of that mist. So that's what's going on.
Yeah. Okay, so talking about, I got to go back to Frank's regarding the person whose eggs hatched on day 15. You guys said he was too cold because it should be 14 days. That is when they go into lockdown, correct? Yes. Yeah, on day 15. So the day you put them...
she might be okay, is what he's saying.
It's still a little... Well, the only reason I said what I said was because it sounded like, I guess maybe I read it wrong, but to me it sounded like she hasn't had anything, or they haven't had anything hatched since. And usually that means there's a temperature issue. Because they did hatch. Typically, what you want to see is late on the 16th, you want to see them starting to hatch. Day 17 should be a really big hatch. Day 18 should be a decent, and then you might have a straggler or two on day 19 or 20. That's an ideal...
that's what we experienced.
Yeah, that's an ideal hatch, is what we've experienced. But again, I could have read it wrong. So yeah, the morning of day 15 is when you put them into lockdown. Yes, you are correct. And I might have read the last question incorrectly, so I'll have to go back and look at that when we're done. I bought oyster shell for added calcium. The pieces seem huge for a quail. Do they make quail specific oyster shell? I think what I bought may be for chickens. Can I still use this? I do not know. What I bought was like a crumble kind of thing.
You could always put it in a blender.
Yeah.
Blend it up. There's formulas where you can use the chicken egg, the shell, the quail shell for your calcium as well, if you're thinking you need to add the calcium for some reason. If it's not in your feed, you can over-calcify, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's, again, you need to be observant enough to know that you need calcium and be observant enough that you're over calcifying. So,
Yeah, and unfortunately, I just haven't used oyster shells for years. I know what I bought was really thin and fine, and so we used it and didn't have any issues with it. Now that we, have our own feed and things like that, the calcium's in there. But what you're looking for to fix this, what you're looking for is a 3.5% calcium, 3 to 3.5%. You could go to 4, not a big deal, but 3 to 4% calcium is really what you want for your laying hens. 1 to 2% calcium is what you're looking for your starter grower. Protein, you're looking between 25 and 30% for your starter grower, and between 15 and 20% for your layer feed. Hey guys from Illinois, welcome Crystal. Thanks for showing up. When is the best time to switch from grower to layer feed? We switch ours the whole week of week 9. So by the first day of week 10, they're on their layer feed. So what we do is we switch the feed every once in a while so they get used to it. So the morning we'll, add the feed of the starter grower that they've been having, and then later on we'll add the layer feed on top of that, and then it kind of gets mixed together, is what we do.
did we get enough likes yet?
Oh, we did get enough likes. I am so sorry. I will do that now. So the bottom 3, again, I'm just real quick. We average a 72% hatch rate on shipped eggs for the year. The past month and a half to 2 months, I've been getting information as far as what people actually ordered and breaking it down as far as color go. The top 3 was mix, gold, and Tibetan Rosetta. It was respectively in order 78, 76, and 75%. The bottom 3 is pearl at 71%, so I'm not unhappy with that at all. The second was pansy at 70%. And the third was our jumbo wilds, which I was expecting, and they are at 69%, which I'm still honestly pretty happy with. Obviously the jumbos, the larger the egg, the harder it's going to be able to hatch. 69% I'm still happy with, but ideally I do have new goals for every single one of those, and my goal for jumbo wilds is 72%. So that's where I'd like to be, hopefully by the end of the year is what I'd like.
Yeah, I think you can with what you got going.
Yeah, so, but yeah, I'm very happy with, thank you very much for all the feedback as far as the percentages go and what you hatched out. I really appreciate it. I think this helps other people.
With their expectations.
And to be honest with you, it helps us more than anything else, knowing what we're doing and if we're on the right track and what do I need to change and things like that.
We're always concerned about the heat, how the heat's going to affect the birds, how the heat's going to affect the transit. We're always worried something's going to happen. So it's comforting to have that information, whether it's good or bad. At least we know how to react to it.
Yeah, and like someone said earlier, they had a horrible hatch. If I remember correctly, I think he had like 3 out of 30 hatch. But long story short, it was an incubator issue, and the shipping took, I think, 7 days. So, he called, we talked, he ordered a new incubator. I said, I'll be happy to reship the eggs, just wait until the new incubator comes in. He said, no, it's our fault, the incubator was bad. I said, no, we'll take care of it. So we reshipped the eggs. He left a message last week, I believe, had a great hatch rate. So, I'm more than happy to find out if it's, no matter what the hatch rate is, I'm more than happy to discuss it to find out how we can improve it on your end. But I'm always working on our end as well. Samantha says, what are the odds of them being shrink wrapped after opening at 24 hours after first hatch? We kind of discussed it before. Long story short, it's better to take them out every 24 hours than to leave them in for 72 hours. There is a possibility of shrink wrap, but again, if you're talking about opening the lid, moving them over, closing the lid, it's not going to affect anything. We've done it forever, and we never have issues. And so, again, you don't want to be prepared before you open the incubator. So have something, a transport box of some sort, put them in the transport box, close it up, and then move them to the brooder.
Shoebox.
Yeah, because that's mainly what I think a lot of people do, is I think that they open the brooder and then they take the babies, one at a time into the brooder and, make sure that they're safe. And then, if your incubator or if your lockdown's open for 20 minutes, then yeah, you're gonna have problems. But if it's open for 3 minutes, it's not a big deal at all. But that's a very good question, and a lot of people ask that. Tyler, if you were to hatch a mixed batch of eggs, what are the colors you could easily pick out from the chicks when they were newly hatched? That's a...
No. No, bad question.
It's hard to say. I mean...
No, you can't tell.
One day I'll do a video on what the chicks look like. It's just, I've got so much going on, I don't have time for it. But what I would recommend is you can post pictures of your newly hatched quail on our Facebook group, Newbie Quail Lovers. And either myself, when I have time, I'll jump on there, or somebody else can let you know what color that is until I can get to the video. But that would be my best recommendation.
Yeah, but some of you just can't tell, right?
Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes,
I mean,
if somebody sends me
never
pictures,
done it before.
yeah, if somebody sends me pictures, they say, "What are these?" There's sometimes where I say I can't really tell until they're 5 days old. But again, it can't hurt to post on Newbie Quail Lovers, and we'll be happy to help you out. Samantha, I'll update when my white wings hatch. That's great. Good luck. Hilltop Outdoors, welcome. Watched some building videos with Papa a while back. You seem to always have the right tools for the job in your workshop. Are these things that you have acquired over time or invested in recently? Go ahead.
Not to brag, but I have every tool known to mankind. So when I'm doing something, I cheat no matter what, because I have the right tool for it. But that is a lifetime of accumulation, and so...
You don't have one of everything. You have 3 of everything.
Well, you gotta have backup for the backup, see, but but if you need a tool, you're going to pay for it whether you own it or not, is my philosophy, which is my philosophy. So, because if you don't have it, you're gonna take 3 times longer to do the project than if you did have it. So, you're gonna pay for it whether you have it or not. The only more expensive than not having a tool is having the tool and not using it when you should be. So, that's Papa's words of wisdom. But Arbor Freight is, I have a number of Arbor Freight tools. They're a good tool, better tool than not having a tool if you need it. So I would, so thank you for noticing. And
Let me ask you this. They didn't ask this, but I'm going to tie into this. All right, so let's say you're starting out. Do you recommend buying something, maybe not the best quality, and then doing the better, best?
Well, again,
The good, better, best method?
Good, better, best method would probably do fine. There are plenty of, I don't know what you'd call them, but people on YouTube that do whatever they do to show you what tools are good, what tools are bad from Arbor Freight. Reviews. And some of them aren't very good, but some of them do just fine for a long, long time. And so I guess I'm gonna say something that may have an opinion on it. I would say buy a cheaper tool, unless you just know you're gonna use the crap out of it. And even then, check the reviews on the Arbor Freight. Those Arbor Freight grinders, some of them I've used for 6 years, and rarely a day goes by that I don't grab one of my 7 grinders. So maybe I don't use them all that much because have.
Rotate.
Well, I have different blades on all of them. So, yeah, don't tell my wife, okay?
I think she can hear you.
Oh, all right, well,
All right. Moving along. Dave says, I keep mine outside in Texas, shade, 95 degrees, no problems. That was from a previous comment asking about the weather in Florida. I appreciate that. And again, if you, the people that are watching, if you guys have ideas or comments or experiences, please feel free to share as well. For example, the whole oyster shell thing, I don't remember very much. And what I bought, I cheated because I special ordered stuff in, so I didn't have to deal with the big clumps. So, you know, if somebody uses that, feel free to help out, because that's what we're here for as well. Donna says, do you have dust baths for your birds? Not consistently, but we do. We do have a routine for that. I'd love to do it a lot more than what we did, but I have been doing better on other things. But yes. Jason says, moved my scarlets outside last week. Arizona heat is 118 this week. I have misters, fan, frozen water bottles, etc. I see them panting. Anything else I can do? No, I don't
moved to
think so.
Ohio. Yikes, that is hot.
Misters, no.
How can you garden in that kind of weather? That's crazy.
I can't think of anything else. Misters, fan, and frozen water. A dust bath. Help a little. Not much.
It's hot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just hot.
You can have it.
Yeah, good luck. Megan, I ordered eggs from you. Good. I will be putting some of mine in with those. Any ideas how to separate once on lockdown so we can keep track of hatch rate of the eggs we get from you? Very good question.
Magic marker.
Yeah, I would use a marker. We've done it before. It doesn't seem to affect anything. I know a lot of people say don't do it. I'm not saying you should do it all the time, but I haven't seen any evidence that it affects your hatch rate or the chick's health at all. So yeah, that's what I would do. I would just mark the ones on ours or yours or whatever. Maybe just a line or a circle or a dot. I don't know, whatever you want to do. Daniels 2 says, hello, welcome, Quail Eater. Quail is good on a pizza, that's for sure.
Aha! We got a lot to talk about.
I don't know if I agree, but everybody has their own opinion.
Well, they have, you know,
I've never had a pizza with eggs on it.
Barbecue chicken.
I don't like barbecue chicken pizza.
Well,
I like barbecue chicken,
I'm just saying.
and they have anchovy pizza too.
I don't like
Doesn't mean that it's good.
That's true.
We can try the egg. We'll try the egg pizza,
It's a
and we'll do a
It's a
video.
breakfast pizza.
I don't know if I'm allowed to have pizza for breakfast.
If you had eggs and bacon on it, you might.
All right. Well, then we're gonna try eggs and bacon pizza, and we'll post a video about it.
Right.
Doug, it won't. Doug Dixon from New Mexico missed the Papa videos. He is back, and for the next 2 weeks, starting today, we already posted it. Starting today, we'll be doing videos for the next 2 weeks with Papa. So that's pretty exciting. David Gilmore, Papa and Zach, what are your favorite ways to prepare and eat quail eggs? Not my department. I eat whatever Jenna makes.
Well, yeah, we like them prepared in front of us. That's the way. Don't eat many raw.
I like to get a phone call saying, come up from the quail barn, dinner's ready. And I say, okay.
Eggs?
I like them grilled out more than anything else.
Well, he's talking about the eggs.
No, the meat.
Oh, meat.
I like to grill mine.
Yeah, we like to grill. We like to flatten them out, olive oil, grill them.
Mm-hmm.
Simple. I
I
like
like
the
vinegar too. Put a little vinegar on it.
Oh?
It's really good.
But to be honest with you, we haven't eaten quail, I don't think this year.
We had some 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, fine.
I didn't have enough for everybody.
There you go.
R&K Homestead says, afternoon from Oregon, welcome. Robin C. from Michigan, what area of Ohio are you in?
Dayton?
Dayton, Ohio. Hilltop Outdoors says, what a coincidence. I was looking at pizza oven videos to get ideas.
Well, we got a pizza oven for you.
Can't wait for the video. I wanted to get started, but still up in the air on how and where to build it. So long story short, Papa has 2 daughters. I married one, and Martin married the other one. Martin does really great with video editing. I don't have the patience for it. I'm never going to do it. This is what you got. I'm happy to help you, but I am not going to make it pretty. That's just not me. But he's done a video, and he's really good at it, by the way. He's done a video about him building the pizza oven. He's editing it now, and I think he promised it'd be done by Monday.
He did, but he called today, so.
Okay, so it will be done this week.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'll be posting 2 videos that day, so that you can have both. But I think maybe I'll just post that one separately. I don't want people not to see that one. So we will be posting a pizza oven video this week, and it'll be a video that we normally don't post because it's going to be really pretty and edited and music.
Well, he's got his juices going. We'll see how it turns out. We don't know.
We don't know.
We haven't seen it.
Usually when he does it really well.
Yeah.
Let's see. I was reading. People seem to be having problems with defects in SSC chicks they hatch from inbreeding. Do you have any problems too for that color, or do you have other ways to prevent that? We really don't. I would say 1 out of every, I'm guessing, 200. I'll say 150 to be safe. 1 out of every 150 might have a defect. That's just kind of the part of the SSC line. But we've gotten rid of the albino gene, which was really an issue, and certain things like that. But we have a specific breeding program for our SSCs more than we have for anything else other than our jumbos. Those are the 2 that we manage and watch the most.
Right, and Schofield's been instrumental in all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
he gave us a lot of information that we've used.
Say what the SSC stands for.
SSC stands for Schofield Silver Collection. It was, I guess you can say it was created, yeah, it was created and kept together for like 20 years in Canada. And then he imported it in, I don't know, 2007 maybe. And that's why we have them now. But that's obviously, if you've been watching us before, then you know that SSCs are my favorite. They will always be my favorite. And so, yeah, I work on them quite a bit. Rich Ross says, be careful with ozone, not good for people, plants, and pets. It will affect plastic, rubber, and other things. I have no idea.
There you go.
There you go.
See, I told you it would eliminate the stink.
It'll kill everything.
Kill everything.
Jason said, having a quail shed built, can you do a video on what you've learned that is essential for a quail shed, i.e. epoxy floor, drain and floor, etc.?
Yep, today,
What?
we did that. We did the main quail barn.
Oh, so yeah, we'll be posting it tomorrow then.
Yeah. Tomorrow there'll be a video on the main barn.
And he actually talks about both, drains and epoxy floor.
Drains, the floor,
Ventilation.
the ventilation, the lighting, all that will be discussed in tomorrow's video.
Yep.
And I would say it would be scalable, so just scale or whatever you got. But there's some things you can do to constrict the stink so you can evacuate it a little better. And yeah.
Are you in a hurry? Are you in a hurry?
Not terribly wide.
Okay, we're gonna go a little bit faster because we're past the hour and we've got quite a bit more comments. So I will be picking up the pace a little bit for you. If you could, I would really appreciate it if you hit the like button for me while you're at it. Once this video is over, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get notifications. But before I go any further, we'll be posting videos all week with Papa Builder of Things. What I really suggest that might help you is take notes on maybe what we didn't explain, because what we're trying to do is short videos, and then if you have questions about that video, come to our Q&A on Sundays and we'll be happy to answer it then. He will be back next Sunday. I haven't asked him yet, but now he has to because I said it. So he'll be back next
I was
Sunday
surprised that I was here tonight.
on the live Q&A to answer any questions. So if you see anything in the next few videos or the next week, feel free to write those down. What I really suggest is you make a folder for quail and start putting things in it, maybe a question side and a tip and topic and resource side, such as the blog that we did, that we posted, or the hatching guide that we have on our website, or stuff you find on Google, or whatever the case may be, and it can kind of be a quick reference guide and things like that. What are the dimensions of your grow out cages compared to your breeding cages? They're the same. Same dimensions.
Same dimensions.
The only thing that is different is that the doors come all the way down and it doesn't have the opening for the egg rollout. But he did make them on a slant so that we could transfer them to a layer cage if we needed to.
I did all that?
You did.
Genius.
I don't think you did the doors. I think you disagreed with the doors. Quail eater, ever consider breeding falcons or reptiles? No. I would love to have a falcon or, yeah, I would love to have, well, I'd love to have an owl in the aviary. I just think that would be the coolest thing ever. But I don't have time to breathe, so maybe one day. That would be a fun project. Right now, this year, I got my fainting goats. I wanted those. We got our donkeys. Next year, I want emus and alpacas, and we'll just see. We might have them by the end of the year. I don't know. Do you keep quail? Do you keep quail just for eating, selling eggs, not hatching? Do keep those separate from the breeders without a male. What? Do you keep quail just for eating eggs, not hatching? Okay. We do have corporate accounts. Every cage that we have has males in it because it doesn't affect anything until they start incubating. So as long as you don't incubate the eggs, it doesn't matter if they're fertile or not.
In our opinion.
In our opinion.
There are people that don't want to eat a fertilized egg for moral reasons, religious reasons, whatever. We really can't help those folks.
Yeah, because I use those eggs for, to me, there's no reason not to have the males in the cages.
Right, and
for our purpose.
right, and I believe that it is a better egg to eat if it is fertile. Unfounded thoughts here, unresearched thoughts, disclaimer, I don't know what I'm talking about. But in terms of a stem cell, just seems to make more sense that it would be a fertile egg. So the Russians think that you eat these quail eggs and you'll live forever. So
Nate says, hi from Alabama. Sorry, Nate says hi from Alabama. Jesse says, if you don't use oyster shells, how do you supplement your jumbos between 6 to 10 weeks? You can still have them on, if you don't use oyster shells, how do you supplement your jumbos between 6 to 10 weeks? Well, you should still, well, you can do whatever you want. We recommend that you still use a starter grower for the first 10 weeks. Now, if you're talking about going from 1.5 to 3.5% in calcium, again, you're talking about them producing eggs on a daily basis and the quality of the eggs. I don't sell any eggs from jumbos until they're over 10 weeks old. They're not on the market at all until I can weigh them at 10 weeks and look at their eggs and everything like that. So depending on when they start laying, there's some times where we might mix the food together to give them a little bit more calcium. But really, I don't worry about the eggs until they're 10 weeks old.
but again, we have a different purpose. These, I always say this, these are not our quail. These are your quail. These are your quail because they're your eggs. So if they were our quail, we would maybe treat it a little differently. But they're not our quail, they're your quail. So we hope to sell these eggs, sell these quail, and so we have a little different standard than what we might if they were just our quail.
It was
Higher standard, we hope.
Yeah, that was a really good question. It's just kind of, to me, that's kind of more of a personal, if I was raising the eggs just for us, then absolutely, I would be focused on the eggs immediately. But because they are for producing more hatching eggs for us until they're 10 weeks old, I don't want to be selling any jumbos until I can guarantee that they're the quality that you guys deserve. So yeah, absolutely. Jason says, I have a male and female going on 6 weeks old together, waiting for my hatching time cages to arrive. Will they last 2 more weeks together, or do I need to separate? It's a toss-up. I'd keep an eye on them. If they've been together the whole time, 6 weeks, he's probably already starting to be mature. I would say you're probably you're in the clear. But I would definitely check on him a couple times a day, and once you start seeing any aggression at all, then I would separate him. Mark from Australia, learning a lot. That's good. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate it. I know it's super late there. Zach Arnold. Hi, Zach. Was wondering if you were going to have jumbo meat quail hatching eggs available soon. Jumbo Wilds will probably be back on the website in about 3.5 weeks.
Yikes.
Yeah, idiot. I'm an idiot. Jumbo, now I learned my lesson, and jumbo white wings, jumbo whites, and jumbo Egyptians, I set up stipulations on the website so that I was only 10 days behind at most. So they are, ideally, they should be back on the website a week from today, ideally. So you will still have 3 different jumbos to choose from. Jumbo Egyptians, Jumbo White Wing Pharaohs, and Jumbo Whites should be on the website by next weekend. Jumbo Wilds, they just go super fast, and I didn't catch it in enough time, so I apologize. Bama Urban Quail, Goldens, and Tux Mix. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's a problem because we have different sources that are selling, and sometimes in a day's time, we could say, oh, geez, I guess we better take this off the website again.
Yeah, well, for example, and you guys probably don't care, but for example, when I put the Jumbo Wilds back on the website the second time for the year, it was on a Friday. I didn't put any stipulations on there, and I didn't check orders on Saturday. Don't know why I didn't. Something was going on, but I didn't do it. When I checked late Sunday night, we had already sold close to 6,000 jumbo wild eggs. And then there was already orders that I had promised that I would take their order individually, and it got messed up. So learned my lesson, and so I apologize for the wait. Kindergarten Farms, hello from Shelton, Washington. How long did it take for you to be able to quit working off farm? How many quail did you have to do so?
1.5, 2,
No, 3.
3.
Yeah, probably 3 years. 3 years in March, April, May, June. 3 years and 4 months when we really started working towards it. So it took us 3 years and 4 months for me to quit my job. Even then, it was still scary, but we decided to take a leap. So far, it's worked out, which is all thanks to you guys, so I really appreciate that. How many quail did you have to do so? At that time, I think we had, close to 600-700.
It would have been more than that.
It had to be more than that. So,
I'd say 1,500.
oh, you know what? I think we were getting 600-700 eggs a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so probably 1,200 to 1,500 quail with the babies and everything. Yeah, that's probably right. It was a long time ago. Steve Stone Cold Austin. Nobody messes with. Okay. Douglas says, when will you have some jumbo Coternics? Oh, well, we just talked about it. Frank, you guys sell out of eggs so fast. How do I find out when they're available so I can get them ordered? Okay, so that's a very good question, and I have decided to fix that issue. Hopefully, if I don't have it done by this week, if I can't get a hold of the person and Jenna can't figure it out, I've already looked, I can't figure it out. If we can't do a notification email when things become available or about to become available, what I'm going to do is do a YouTube playlist on weekly updates for the website. And it'll let you know what's going on the website, what's being taken off the website, how long things, and I'm just gonna do a short 1-minute video on the playlist every week with the date and the title, because I don't know how to do it on the website. But hopefully Jenna will figure it out this week or our person will call us back. But very, very good question, because you guys should know that information. Last time I did it, when I put the white wings and the whites and the Egyptians and the sex links back on, I had done a video in advance, and people really appreciate that, so that's made me think of maybe doing a separate playlist just for an update on stock. Can you do a video on the benefits of raising quail like over chickens, like the health and benefits and cost? We do have some of those videos. It is...
Quail the new chicken?
Yeah, I think the title is Quail is the New Chicken. It could be Quail versus Chicken. But yes, we will do another video on that and be more in-depth about the health benefits. But we are not to that yet. Juan from Indiana says hello. Donna from Texas says hello. I am going to stop right there. Hold on just a second. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit faster so we can get all your answers, all your questions answered once I find out where I'm at again. Got it. If an egg has blue inside it, does that mean it's a carrier of the Saladon gene? Yes, most likely. It's usually a carrier, yes. Zach says, hi guys, also wondering, I have read a lot that you need 75% humidity when finishing hatching stage, but I have heard you do 80% in any reason. The safe zone is between 70 and 80, but if you print out the hatching guide or read or watch the hatching process playlist on our YouTube video, we do 75% humidity. We say that safe zone for lockdown is between 70 and 80. The safe zone for the incubator we recommend is 45, but the safe zone is 40 to 50. Very good question. Also, in the Saladon 40% true no matter what line, or does it vary? Also, is the Saladon 40% true? I still have not found someone that's 40% true on Saladons that I've not seen it yet. Rebecca, hello from Texas. Do you have video on how you do egg rollout on cage? You did an egg rollout on the cage video you did, right?
I think so.
Yeah. The cage video that's on the playlist for Papa Builder of Things, it's an hour long. It will give you step-by-step on how to build a cage, what wire to use, what tools to use, a bunch of really great information.
Is that the big cage that we have the video on?
It's the stackable cage.
Oh, the startable cage.
Right.
It's not a rollout.
We didn't do a rollout on that one? Okay. Then no, I don't think we did.
But tomorrow's video might answer your question on the rollout.
Oh, because you did talk
Because
about...
I did talk about the slope.
Yeah.
You know, what slope it is.
Yeah, tomorrow's video that we're posting, he talked about all that stuff.
A
for
little
about a
bit,
minute.
maybe enough to answer your question.
Yeah, and if not, show up next Sunday and he'll be happy to get all that information ready for you.
Yeah, we need I thought we did a video on the big cages.
I'll have to look. Patrick says, what colors can hatch out of the pearls? Pearls, whites, Italians, might get a Pharaoh in there, could get a Fab Fee in there. That's all that I can think of right now. Douglas says, how do you collect and store your eating eggs prior to selling? The day of. Day of.
How do you sort or when do you sort?
Yeah, I collect and we take them that day. I mean, whatever. Now, I can answer this. If we're collecting for us, I leave them on the counter, and they do fine. I haven't seen any issues, and our fertility rate is maintained around 87% for years now. He did buy a wine cooler that I'm probably going to try just to see if there's any difference in it, to see if the fertility changes at all. But yeah, room temperature in the counter is ideal for what you're looking for. Doug says, good to see you, Papa, from North Carolina.
Thank you.
Hilltop says, Papa, you remind me so much of my father-in-law. He can tell me what he paid for everything he owns, including building material. Also very proud of his freebies. I think my wife is your biggest fan.
Nice to know.
Audio is, oh, never mind. Okay, sorry. Dave says, for my oyster shell, I use a Ninja Bullet blender. Turns it to powder with no effort.
Yep,
There you go.
there you go.
Great idea.
That's what I thought.
Is it rare to get white quail hatch out of the typical brown quail? Why does this happen? It's not, I mean, it's common. You will probably get one to two whites out of every 100 browns that you hatch out. Just because they've been used before, and you know, that's old lineage coming out. Sorry, froze up for a second. All right, so I'm gonna move a little bit faster.
Keep saying that.
I know. I'm actually gonna move a lot faster now because my battery's dying. Cassandra, I just hatched out my first quail ever. Good luck, congratulations. Steven says, I'm out, y'all. Have a good week. You as well. David says, Zach, you use a crumble, not pellets. Have you tried both? Yes, we have. If so, why is your preference crumble? I'm thinking pellets would be less waste. That's exactly why we use crumble now, because crumble is less waste for us than the pellets were.
And the guy that makes our feed doesn't do a pellet.
And yeah, the way we're getting our feed, it would be more money for the pellets. And there's a couple of different reasons, but yeah, it's cheaper for us, and there is less waste that we've noticed. Could be the design of the new cages too, it's hard to say. Because we changed the feed when we started changing the design of our cages. I just hatched out my first quail ever. Got 42 or 6 out of, I'm assuming. 42 out of 60 ever. Nope. 42 out of 60. They are absolutely the cutest little things ever. Thank you for all the tips, info, and the eggs. Such a great experience. That's great. Congratulations, Cassandra. If you could let me know what you ordered, I would really appreciate it. Horton Creek Garden says, can't stay, left a like. Thanks for all you do. Love when Papa joins the party. A wealth of info, definitely catching the replay. Cheers. Thank you very much. Got any Saladon videos? No, we do not. They will be in the future. Tyler Shepard says, why is it that the larger eggs are not as likely to hatch? The larger the quail, the more they're working. The more they're working to produce the egg, the more the male is working, the more the hen is working. The larger the egg, technically, the higher the humidity should be. There's a lot of variables. Typically, jumbos lose steam a little bit faster.
Because of stress.
Because of stress, and yeah. Very good question, though. Jason says, when will you begin selling live bird skin? Next purchase, probably Italians. I have decided that we're not going to do it through October, just because it is way too hot. I've got some things to do for the breeding program that I'm behind on anyway, so I'm going to use the next month and a half to work on that. It's so hot. It's 95 degrees here for the past 2 weeks, and then if we're shipping to Texas or Arizona at 120 degrees, I don't want them in that box, no matter how much water and food and cucumber we put in there. So I just think it would be safe for everybody, but we'll pick back up in September. And they do great during the winter. It's just that summer they can overheat.
And we'll have plenty to ship by then.
Oh,
No?
I don't have any idea.
Yeah, we will. We'll have plenty to ship by then.
I don't know. I hope so. Tiana says, are the jumbo eggs going to be in stock soon? Jumbo wilds are about 3 weeks out. The jumbo white wing pharaohs, the jumbo Egyptians, and the jumbo whites should be on hopefully by this weekend. So you will have jumbo options again. Please hit the like button for me. I'd really appreciate it. Make sure you hit the subscribe and the bell. Jason says,
They keep adding, you guys keep adding questions, you're not allowed
oh
to do
dear
that.
God. Here. All right. So where I just posted thanks is where we're going to stop. And I am going to go really fast. But now that I lost my spot, I've been going faster. Jason, Papa,
They've been doing that.
do you epoxy the walls in your barn as well as floors so you can spray everything down?
It's galvanized metal walls with a 8-inch solid slate toe kick at the bottom, so we can hit that pretty easy. We don't have to work around that galvanized siding. But if you've got something that you can epoxy, epoxy it. If you can afford it, probably worth the time.
Yeah, I like the metal. Salvador says, hello, Zach and Papa from Puerto Rico.
Awesome.
It's fun that you give so many nuggets of info based on likes. Any idea for you? Maybe a giveaway contest at the end of a stream, a trivia question for what you reveal. See who's paying attention. I like it. I like that. I'll write that. Verna says, sorry I'm so late. Had company and they just left. Not a problem. We're still on. Yesterday I pickled 10 dozen quail eggs, made 2 quarts. Very cool. Do you give your kids quail for pets or do you have any in your house? Not anymore. The kids are kind of over the whole quail thing. They've moved on to other animals, donkeys and goats and pigs, and one of our daughters is wanting an emu. Yeah, and horses and I don't know.
Yeah,
Hilltop.
Out to throw the knives.
Yeah, Hilltop Outdoors quail what?
Pizza.
Okay, quail pizza topped with quail egg. No, sorry, pizza topped with quail egg be one of the first ventures. Zach, time to get on board with quail pizza. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. Our quail is outside. This is from Rebecca. Our quail is outside in cages and is very hot. Can we put like frozen cucumbers out there or any frozen bottles of water to cool them? Yes. Somebody mentioned earlier that it's 118 degrees in Arizona and they are doing a mister, which I think is an absolute amazing idea. That would be what I would suggest. They're also doing frozen water bottles and they were doing something else.
Can't remember.
Can't remember, I'm sorry.
See, we wouldn't pass the test.
Yeah, but that's 2. That's 2 out of the 3 that they're doing. Whatever he was doing, it was a really great idea. Verna says, wow, Zach, I'm so stunned the jumbo wilds at 2 weeks are as big as the other quail at 4 weeks.
That's why we call them jumbos.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about them. Thank you, though. What are the white quail called? Jumbo whites. Some people call them Texas A&Ms. I don't know why. I don't agree with it. They are jumbo whites. If they are not jumbo size, then they would be considered English whites. Harold Bates, hello. I'm new to quail, but I give my racing Homer pullet-sized oyster shell I bought at Tractor Supply, Mana Pro brand, and they have no problems. They're about the same size bird. Well, there you go. I'm in love with your channel. I'm really looking forward to buying from you. Please, please, can you ship to Qatar? We cannot. I did email you today, though. Due to the COVID thing, we cannot ship internationally until they give us the okay. We did last year, and they were fine with it. Everything went smooth, had good hatch rates, but with everything going on, we can't. I'm sorry. Rich Ross, ozone is a good deodorization at proper levels with training. There you go. Do your research before you use an ozone. Dave says, not talking to me. Dave Hay replied and commented to you, Jason Clement, if you want to read that. Okay. James Smith says, what's the trick on mixing different groups of birds with each other without all the fighting? Great question. I just did a video on it 2 days ago, maybe 3, can't remember, about introducing new quail to an existing flock. And we also have a blog on our website called Introducing New Quail to an Existing Flock, and you can go through that and that will help you tremendously. Ricky says, do all your jumbos weigh the same? No. Our jumbo wilds are the largest, 14 ounces, and then our smallest is 11 and a half ounces. So they're all close, but our jumbo wilds are, nothing's ever gonna beat our jumbo wilds, in my opinion. In the past, you mentioned before the snowies are feather sexable, but I'm curious what I'm looking for. Dark head usually means, dark head means male. Some of them will have the patterned chest, some won't. Really, you're looking for the male. If you've never had snowies or you're not familiar with sexing out snowies or pearls or something like that, you might have to vent sex. But you could post on Newbie Quail Lovers Facebook group the picture and I could help you out. Good evening. I am not able to find Papa building the new cage system. Please share the link.
You said we don't have it.
We have a cage.
Starter
video,
cage.
A starter cage.
Called a
which
starter cage video.
Right. And he pretty much builds that cage the same way that he builds our cages, just at a larger scale.
I thought we did a video on the big, I bet you got all the stuff and you just haven't.
I don't think so.
All right.
I can ask Jenna. Oh, you know what? I think we did. Well, I'll look. Maybe it just never got done. Sammy said, would you guys be able to ship live birds to Maine? We do, and yeah, we ship all over the U.S., but we won't be shipping any live birds until September. Chris Arnold, how many employees do you have at Myshire? 1. Sailing, good evening from Washington, Kitsap, Washington. Fiance ordered me some white wings for my birthday. She's a keeper. Does your site send shipping updates like eBay does for your eggs purchased from there? Yes, you will get an email the night before we ship with the tracking number. So depending on when they order, they will be going, well, they'll be going out this week. I just don't know what day. Kitten Garden Farms would like to see a video of recording, would like to see a video of record keeping for quail operation. That is in the works. Again, the next 2 weeks will be about how we build things and about the farm itself and different things that we do for self-sufficiency and our lifestyle. After that, we're going to be going into the breeding program, such as each color and things like that. Keith says, what do you mean when you say second generation when using Egyptian roosters to create sex link? You want to make sure that the Egyptians and the pharaohs are pure, so typically you want to put Egyptians together, get Egyptians out, and then breed them again, and use those Egyptians to make sure that they're more pure than the first generation. I could go longer, but we're running out of time anyway, and I'm running out of battery. So I'll leave it with that right now. I just ordered 100 eggs from your website a few days, maybe a week ago. I just wondered how long it usually takes to get them shipped out. Not rushing by any means, just curious. Usually about a week, so they'll be going out this week, probably Wednesday. I had an absolute massive order. I'm shipping out a 2,700 count egg order tomorrow, so they had ordered weeks in advance, and you'll be going out this week. Walking Violence says, okay, that's not for that. Krista says, just finished my Rosetta and SSC hatch. Good job. Congratulations. I hope it went well. EA says, where can I find a list of equipment used on your incubator? Thermostat, thermometer, etc. Is it on your video description?
We talk about it. We tell you where to get them.
There you go.
Pretty sure.
Jay Joseph says, hello from the Caribbean. Hello. Ray says, another awesome live, guys. Thanks. Thank you very much. Doug Dixon says, second generation, first eggs pipping right now. First hatch of eggs from Myshire quail, 32 out of 60 candled and 5 hatched so far. Thanks for helping with everything. That's great. Good luck and let me know how it goes. But you're well on your way. Krista says, also have a couple Saladon layers from my scarlet quail I hatched 8 weeks ago. That is great. There are certain Saladons that I don't want to use, so I put them in the pens. So if you order eggs from us, you could get some Saladons from us. So that's great. All right, there's just a few more. Love your birds I've gotten from your eggs. Thanks. Hardest part is choosing the colors I will keep and the ones we'll dispatch. is your sole choice based on meeting weight levels or color too? We do both, depending on what it is. Pearls, I go with color and how they look. Jumbos, I go with that. You know, the golds, I look for specific color pattern and things like that. So it just depends on which one. And Emu, do it. I know, right? Verna says, have a blessed night, Zach and Papa. Thank you. Lota Fujina says, hey, hello. I think I said that right. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Michael says, you missed my question. I'm sorry if you want to ask it real quick, but we are almost done. You can post it on Newbie. You can message me on Facebook, or you can text me at 937-760-7282. If I missed your question, I'll be happy to help you later. No Lopez says, hello, Zach. Just wanted to thank you for giving me and my kids an awesome experience. I ordered the 110 variety and successfully hatched 98 quail with Terry's Incubator. That is absolutely wonderful. Congratulations.
With a homemade incubator?
Yeah.
All right.
That is awesome. Congratulations. Tyler says, if you're looking for record keeping, Terry at Catern's Corner has a great video on it with some Excel docs listed too. They are pretty standard and can easily be adjusted to your needs. That's a great idea. I'm very old school and it's a notepad, such as this. So I don't do a lot of stuff on the computer, but my internet sucks here, and so on and so on. How can I tell the sex on English whites? You have to vent sex them. There is no feather sexing on whites. Hi from Ohio and loving all the new videos. Keep up the great job. Thank you very much. Robin says, thank you for all the info, Zach and Papa. Thank you. Sean says, can you do a video on watering system use?
Yeah,
I will.
tomorrow we touch on it. We look,
Yeah.
You'll be able to see something on tomorrow.
And again, there's a lot of questions on here that we didn't go in fully because we're already an hour and a half into it and we try to only do an hour. But watch the videos this week. If you still have the questions, I will do a video on Friday prepping for Sunday's Q&A with Papa. So if you have specific questions, I can ask him in advance so he can get the numbers for you.
There you go.
All right? So we will be happy to help. It's just we're already way running out of time. I was at 98% on my phone battery, and now I'm less than 10. Thank you for all your help, Zach. How was your date night last night? I fell asleep watching the movie. But it was great because I slept really well and woke up early and got everything done today. So it was great. Good morning in India. Awesome. I think you're my first person from India to show up. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. I am so sorry it's late. I hope we answered most of your questions, if not all. Hopefully you got some information out of it and you enjoyed yourself. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Watch for videos all this week. I will be posting. Hit that bell so you get notifications when I do post. The videos are already done. And check out the playlist on our YouTube channel titled Papa Builder of Things. He will be here next Sunday as well, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to answer any questions on the videos that he does this week.
Oh, my butt hurts.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Have a great night.
Good night.